at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's already 35 degrees. And I just had some water, and the water was like coming out of a hot tap water. Can you hear that? I don't know what that sound is. So it's coming from up there. Shh. That's where that noise is coming from. Water just bubbling up from the nest of some insects. Wow, very loud. Very loud. This is what a track looks like after heavy rain. We've just had a week of just heavy, constant rain, particularly the last 3 days. And this is a bit of sunshine, first time in about 3 days. And tracks quickly become creeks here in the bush. So that is why you need to be mindful about the weather when you go bushwalking, because this could easily just flood. As you can see, little swimming hole there. Yes, this is what happens after a lot of rain. The track becomes a creek. And we've had a lot of rain here. There's so much water that is no longer being able to be absorbed by the ground, so it's just flooding everywhere. Incredible. Found a waterfall. I basically had to bash my own way through the bush to get to this waterfall. Ah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yes, I had to bash my way through the bush to get to this waterfall. Well, I'm in the very middle of the bush, way off the beaten track. Wow. Well, that's a long way down. Mate, wouldn't want to fall down there. I mean, I really would not want to fall down there. Yes, about 10 years ago, we had a certain professor go on the TV and say, oh, Australia is going to run out of water. We will never have the heavy storms and rains that we had in the past. The rain's going to disappear, our dams are going to run dry, the river's going to run dry. Well, everybody said, oh! So the government of the day appointed this bloke to be a part-time climate change scientist official. Anyway, they even, New South Wales, they put a desalination plant in Sydney, which hasn't been used yet. Well, people went and took on this doom and gloom. But guess what? The year is now 2017. And so far, we've already had this, here in Australia, we've already had the hottest summer ever on record since we started keeping records. I'm actually in Ku-ring-gai Chase National Park on the Barawa track, and as you can see, it's a bit flooded here. We've had just recently Cyclone Debbie, Category 4 cyclone hit North Queensland, and it hit it pretty bad. And we just got the tail end of the cyclone, so to speak. We've had this month of March, it's now been the wettest month of March since 1978. As you can see, the water is absolutely pouring down here, and I'm actually on the track, and this is where the track goes. Now I've got to somehow get across there. Wow, it's quite amazing. Very, very, very rapid. And this is just clearly everything's just water soaked here. Amazing. Not long after this professor, scientist, made that statement, heavy storms and rain is going to be a thing of the past. That was in 2007. They had the floods in Queensland. Massive floods not long after that. And yes, so much for this man's prediction. Climate change is happening since the beginning of time. It will continue to happen with or without us. The problem is, nowadays there are 7 billion people on this planet. More than has ever been in recorded human history. And with it, we have changed the world as it is. Chopped down forests, just changed. We're cutting down forests and jungles, most for human habitation, everywhere. And yes, some ways we've accelerated some things, but the truth of it is, we now have to think about how we're going to manage the earth. And unfortunately, governments and businesses are not willing to let go of the 19th century and 20th century technologies. Why? Because, I'll tell you why. Money. Power. We just had our Prime Minister announce, because South Australia just went totally off the grid. Big storm, took out all the power lines, boom, statewide blackout. So there was a bit of a stink about that. And all of a sudden now, esteemed Prime Minister of Australia said, right, we're going to expand on the Snowy River Dam. Oh, really? How's that going to fix things? Well, technology is there that every house can have its own power source. But the question is, who loses? Well, not the homeowner, not the households, but the big business. But the big business that sells electricity, the governments that regulate it and get their cut from the electricity. So it's going to take a generational shift. Have to take politicians with guts to change. A new generation to say, these are outdated. The future is here. But eventually, these companies will be dragged kicking and screaming into the 21st century. The question is, how long will it take? Yes, challenges are there.